Hi planner people, this is Angelica with Planner Beat. Today's video we are doing something pretty special, at least for me. I am announcing the new series on this channel, and that is going to be following my 52-week fat loss, health, weight loss, wellness journey. That's a lot, right? I'm going to be capturing it all in this book this year, and I'm going to take you guys along with me. So history, I've been on some sort of journey for the past three years. Here's the books from 3 years ago. Each has a year, so 2025, 2024, 23, and 2022. So the end of 2021, like most of the world, I fell into a big bad depression. I had to leave my job unexpectedly. I had to turn my boss in because he got violent with some of our coworkers. We were key essential personnel during, you know what? I don't know how the censors are still doing on YouTube, so I'm not going to be saying it, but you know, if you know, subtract, you could do the math. Anyways, so it got really ugly. I've been at that job, I think, I returned to the job, but anyways, so 4 years, I think it was 4 or 5 years. So I fell into a deep depression. Work was pretty much all I lived for. I just woke up, went to work, came home, took care of my sister's kids, went to bed, did it all over again for 4 years. So I fell into a depression, and what got me out of depression was coming to the realization that it was because I just needed to have something to wake up to, something to look forward, something to work towards. And I decided to turn myself into a project. And the very first thing I knew I had to work on, or I knew that was the easiest to start immediately, was my fitness and my weight and everything else. So I decided to start exercising. So this is the beginning of 2022 here for me. It says 2016, but I just reused some old inserts. You know, I knew what date it was when I was using these. And the very first day here, I ran up, I did HIIT training. This was my very first day. I was starting to use my planner again here, started it, and I continued. It's been, I think we're going on 3 years now. So yay for me. But that got me out of my depression. So I slowly started incorporating exercising. I was tracking these little red dots here were the amount of soda pop I was drinking. And so I slowly was getting better. Now, initially I started off like, look at how much busy this is. I started like everybody else, and I was counting calories and then, you know, exercising. The problem with that was I started to beat myself up when I was missing days of exercising, or I wasn't hitting it as hard as I can. So then I started to change my mindset, and I started to separate my fat loss from my exercise. And I've been doing that for the past 3 years, and it's been incredible. Removing fat loss from exercise has made me enjoy exercise a lot more than when I was exercising for the fat loss, for, you know, getting those calories burned, and then counting calories as well. I had another book here where I was using for calorie counting, and sometimes I still do that, and we'll go into what I'm currently doing in just a moment. But it's important to set the foundation of the story before I'm like, this is what I'm doing for this year. What have I been doing, and then how does that translate into what I'm going to be doing for the upcoming year, or what the current year is. So this was I was both cutting getting to low calories, and then also trying to maintain a higher protein count, because I was into that. Oh, you know, cut calories, but keep a high protein, but you have to eat it all the time. So that is what I started doing. And for me, when I was growing up, because I am turning 40 this year, so I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and that was when, you know, the not high intensity cardio was the big thing. Aerobics, you know, Biggest Loser started coming on TV, like what, in the early 2000s, mid 2000s or whatever. And it was all about pushing with exercise. You know, how you had to kill yourself at the gym to cut those calories, and it just, you know, it makes people hate exercising, and that's a shame, because, you know, when you start exercising for, you know, longevity, mobility, and enjoyment, it's really something special. So that is when I started to change my mindset. I think I started moving in. Oh no, here we go. I'm just flipping on my old planner here. You can see my workouts here. This is the current layout I use now too. Is you rediscover exercise and it becomes enjoyable. You got to make it enjoyable. So that is what is going to be the main focus for this series here on my channel, and for me sharing my, actually it goes this book, my journey, is we're separating exercise from fat loss. I am using intermittent and alternate day fasting to cut the fat. If you search anywhere on YouTube, fasting, Dr. Jason Fung is the one who pops up the most, and he makes this quote of "let your body eat itself." So I create the deficit by not eating, and it's completely safe. You know, most of us have fat in our bodies, and fat is there for fuel. So that is what I'm doing. This is my personal journey. I'm not, you know, if you don't think it's going to work for you, don't try it. But I'm just sharing what I have been doing. So here, this is from, this book is 2023. So I'm just flipping through so you can see I have a Fitbit. I was counting my steps, and this, I was still sometimes doing a cut, which this is the year I actually got down really, really low. I'm currently at 180 pounds. So yeah, I clearly gained weight, and I already know why. This was a great learning experience to understand my body. So I knew, you know, because my body's built to store fat. And if I keep adding food into the fridge and not taking it out, it's going to get bigger and bigger, right? And that's what your fat is supposed to do. It's there to be stored for energy in case of times where you don't have food to eat. It is not starvation. That is the biggest thing I hear on the internet, and most of those are from the fitness crowd. Don't do fasting because you don't need to starve yourself. You're not starving. You're consciously making a choice not to eat, and you don't have to eat every single day. If you have fat on that body, it is perfectly safe for you to go a day or two without food. And that is what I am doing for my journey on this channel. Now, a lot of people are probably like, if it works, why did you regain the weight back? And why I regained the weight back is because I didn't stay consistent with it. Again, my body is built to store fat, just like a lot of your bodies are, right? That's the purpose. When you eat, your body's storing it. Say, hey, cool, you're fueling me up. I'll use it when I need it. And we're not burning the amount of calories in everyday settings as we are intaking. And for me, what I found the easiest way to burn those calories, from your body fat, is through fasting. And because I did it before, I'm showing you this. I did it before. So I'm at 180 right now. This book says the lowest I was 155. So this the fasting works. I've done it before, so I can do it again. So it's 2025 is all about getting back down, getting there, and getting lower, and hitting that again. So that is what I'm sharing here in this video, and subsequent follow-up videos. I don't know if I'll be sharing like weekly vlogs or anything, but that is my story. And I think when someone shares, when they're actively engaging in a project and showing you the steps, showing you the results, I think that helps you want to try it for yourself. So that is my story. Here's where we get 2023. I was still in the low 150. Was my morning. This was my evening weight. So I was kicking it, girl. And so, and I think this was my first day, the longest fast that I did to date in 2023 was a 61-hour fast. I was so proud. I almost made it to 72. I think I was trying to push to 72, but I was trying, and I did it. So I went 2 full days, and then I said I got down to 6. This is a difference of 6.2 pounds. So pretty incredible stuff. There's also, besides, the obvious fat loss with fasting, there's a lot of health, when your body doesn't have to focus on digestion, it starts kicking into repair and everything else. I am not a medical professional or a doctor or anything. I'm just going based off of personal research. Like I said, Dr. Jason Fung, if you search intermittent fasting, his videos are typically the first ones to come up with. His talks and lectures. Check him out. If I remember, I will leave a link down below. He makes very personable videos as well, and breaks it down into easy, understandable steps. So this was 2023. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to take like 10 minutes of my life story there. And this is 2024. Another, the books. Sorry. Happy Planner Classic Size. The classic is kind of the main size for this brand. And then this was an old Filofax Personal, and I can't remember the name. These were in and out quick. They only released them for like whatever year they released them. I don't recommend it because it wasn't leather. The stuff would slip out of the pockets. So now I just house it for I typically don't keep any of my inserts. I recycle them after a year. I'll collect whatever data I need to archive on them. But this one I kept for obvious reasons because it was the beginning of a new life for me. So I can't keep that for sentimental reasons, and I look at it once in a while and just enjoy and smile. It's like, man, worked hard. Thank you. Changing your relationship with exercise and health is a whole nother thing. You get choked up here right now. But here's 2024, excuse me. I'm a crier. I ain't ashamed for it. But then the weight started to creep up, and that's because I just wasn't keeping up with my fasting. And that's nothing, and there's nothing bad because I wasn't in a rush. There wasn't no timeline. I wasn't pressuring myself to lose the fat. But I was still working out, and that is what I did because I, again, separated exercising from my fat loss, and exercising became enjoyable for me. When I was a kid, I was a speed skater, and then I hit puberty, and puberty hit me hard. It slowed me down so much. It hurt to exercise with a woman's body, at least the one I was developing, and I was just like, I was not going out of my way I was also a basketball player in middle school and stuff, but high school and forward, I was like, nah, I didn't go out of my way to exercise. But I was realizing I did have somewhat active jobs. I was on my feet and stuff. I wasn't eating all the time, so my weight wasn't too bad. It crept up on me when I got to university, when I was just at university and not working, because I took a year to see if I could juggle full-time university with my full-time job. I did start off with a transfer degree in college, did 2 years while I worked full-time, and it took me a little longer, but I was paying my way through school, so yeah. And so the weight crept up on me by university, and then when I came home from university and got back into working, and I had more of an active job, and the weight fell off again. And I realized the weight initially fell off that last time is because I was starting my practice of fasting. So the fasting I do is either alternate day fasting or intermittent fasting. Alternate day fasting is where you go for a long period of not eating, typically a full day or longer. Intermittent fasting is typically, you hear a lot when you search for intermittent fasting about 16-8, where they'll eat for 8 hours, from maybe 8 to 5 or whatever, and then from 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning they don't eat. So that gives them that 16-hour fast, and that works for some people, but they're still eating every single day. So for a lot of people, then they come on complaining that fasting is not working for them because they're doing the 16-8. Is that because they're not creating a large enough deficit with fasting for them to burn that fat off? They might be creating a deficit in the food that they're eating, but if you want to see the results I showed from this book, you create longer fasts, and or both. You can do calorie cut and a longer fast. So that was 2024. And now this is 2025, and I'm going back and pushing a little harder with my fasting. And my goal is, like I said, I'm at 180 pounds. My dream weight would be to get past that. I showed that one, I think it was 155. My dream would get down lower than 150. Maybe I have this little sticky here, 50, maybe 50 pounds. That'd be 130. But I might show some clips or something. I don't know how this series is going to look here on the channel of, my body measurements and stuff like that. And my biggest thing is to trim. I have the little belly apron, is to trim that back down so it's easier for me to do my ab work and get in there and stuff like that. So this is a Happy Planner Classic, and this was a 2025 Celestial Nightmare Before Christmas. Happy Planner did not release a 2025 fitness version. Hello, So I have bought this as more of a collector's item, but I have been kind of reevaluating my situation. I'm like, I really don't want too much stuff in my life anymore. So I had this book, and I'm like, it kills me to use it, but I'm using it because that is what it's meant to be used for, to be used, not necessarily to be looked at. I do pull it out, and I do admire how pretty it is. Look at the medium disc. It's like a translucent glitter. No, it's not too easy to see there. But anyways, here's the title page. I haven't done anything fancy to it. It's what the book came with. And then on this side, where normally it would be the 2026, I still have that paper in here, but I put the beginning of the 52-week challenge, and that actually started on December 30th, then the week 1 of 2025, according to all the calendars. So that is when I started it. I put my starting weight here. We've already passed week 1, and that was my average. So it's gone down slightly. So yay. I'll show it in the upcoming flip here. I'm averaging out this is my AM weight. I might put my PM one too. It's the 7 days, and then I divide it by 7. That's only one metric of success I'm using, but it's fine. These 3 years I've developed a different type of relationship with my body. I'm understanding how she works, and I'm appreciating how she works. I'm not beating her up because she's got extra fat on her. It's because I told her to put that extra fat in when I was eating, and there's no crime in that. Okay, I'm all about body positivity. We're relearning how my body works, and again, separating fat loss from exercise is a game changer. It's gonna be a mantra of all these health videos on my channel, but that is the mantra: is separate exercise from fat loss. Get it out of your mind. I know a lot of us grew up in the 80s where it was all about low fat, this and that. That's a story for another day. I don't know if it'll be appropriate for planning videos, but maybe in little vlogs or something. Who knows? But anyways, so I got this insert off of Etsy. I'll put a link down below in case you're interested in that. And then I have a couple trackers I was thinking I might use. I'll use each one. I'm not, so when I hit, I'll have, 10 pounds here, then I'll color that same 10 pounds here. So it'll be like a countdown. Once I hit the 10 pounds, I'll take this one out. And once I hit the 20 pounds, I'll take this one out. So it's be fun for me. Hopefully. We'll see how that works. I have all those trackers in here. The main one is going to be the girl who designed this, or whoever designed this, didn't do a 40-pound one. So I'm using 50 in both of these. So I'll just like maybe black out. That's if I get down to that much. Black out the ones that won't apply. Maybe. But the main one is this guy here. So hopefully, dreamland, right? We can dream. I haven't filled out these next pages, but I'm going to, because I always forget to get my, I'll also leave, I think this is, I don't know if that's the same shop. But anyways, links will be down below for these inserts I've used. And some of these might be letter size, and I might have scaled them down. I don't have that information offhand, but I think it's 82 that I scale it down to, and then I measure it out and cut it. I haven't filled these out yet, but I'm planning to. Like I said, this is going to be just like these other books where I have one full year to look at. When I'm done, people, here's where it gets fun. Here's where it starts to get fun. I haven't decided if I'm using, I probably won't use these. These are the year at a glance. But here's where the monthly starts. Super fun. And this is the Happy Planner. This is called the Currently page. So I have my top 3 goals I'm working on, health related in this book, or fat loss, weight loss, self-esteem, trying to get down that 5 pounds, at least 5 pounds by the end of January. I'm working on splits as far as my fitness goes, and I'm trying to build a habit of better teeth care, flossing, and just spending more time brushing my teeth. And I was doing a serum. My face has been breaking out, so I'm probably pulling back on that. But on the side, you can see it here is my little tracker, my little habit tracker, if you can see that. So I just have it washi taped so I can flip down, and it flips out. And the idea is wherever I'm at in my weeks and my month, that's what it looks like. My weeks, I can remember it has a little flippy action, so it looks like this. And then it's like track or habit, and then I remember from this page to fill it out on this page. It's fun. I've been enjoying being in this book. I created this, it's been, we're into the second week of January, almost done with the second week of January. And it's so fun. I find myself creeping in here to looking at it, to want to play with it, but it's like there's nothing to do in here. This is mainly for capturing what I actually did in the book, and a little bit of planning, but most of my planning still happens in my Filofax because it acts as my scheduler. So this insert here, I'm tracking my AM weight and my PM weight, and this is off of Etsy too. Be a link below. And the AM weight, I'm using like a black color. I was trying to use like a blue color, but this paper is pretty thick and it drinks up the ink, so that you can't really see the blue that much. So I changed it to purple. And the gold is the days when I did a full, like an all-day fast at 36 hours. And you could see, so the 5th, you could see the PM weight, because I didn't eat that night, how far it went down. And then I started eating, so it went back up again. And then I did another fast, and went down again. So then it'll be about maintaining the loss through, the rest of the month, hopefully, to get to 175. So today is January 11th. So I just have the AM plotted here. I'm eating today and tomorrow, so most likely will go up. But it's so fun. So fun. And then I'm doing my averages here. I'm excited to see this book filled up, and and if I can prove that this works and you follow along, maybe you give it a shot if you're not already going to be joining me. you know, if you do join me, let me know. We'll cheer each other on. All right. So that's I added this page. So the page it's the current. If you're familiar with the Happy Planner, it's usually the end of a week, and then before and the full first week of the month, I'll have a currently page. So I added this. It's kind of like my dashboard for the month, and I added this page, and then this top tab is always, I have it accessible, so it reminds me to go in here so I can see it to fill out the information. Same with the 10-pound tracker, and then the 52 week tracker. So I have these in my face. I'm like, oh, so it inspires me to actually go in and fill this information out. It's super fun. All right, so here is the January. Look how it's so pretty. Sally. And the monthly for my health book is it's like sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't, but my sister and her kids are living with me, and so at night the kids are typically with me and dinners, so I put their meal, what they actually ate down here, and then when I meal plan, sometimes I'll put it in this book, and sometimes I'll put it in this book. And then I've been tracking some fast food. I am not on like a specific diet. I have no rules on my diet. Like, I'm not on keto, I'm not vegan or not anything. I'm not demonizing myself for having fast food. I'm just doing it for informational purposes. Like, oh, what specific thing, if I wanted to say. I don't keep a diary of my meal. I did in here, and I could show you when I was doing the calorie counting as part of when I do a cut, I will use a piece of paper to get out the calories and see how much do I have to work with to hit, some protein goals, and then also the calorie. So I'll do that if I do a cut, and I do that. I think it was more in 2023's book that I did that, and that works too. So it's going to be a mix of stuff, but when I do my eating, when I eat, I'll do a eating window, like, 4 hours after work, I'll eat from 5 or, 5 to 7, and I eat whatever I want. I'm a pretty basic eater, though. I stick to like simple meals, eggs, toast, cooked meat and vegetables, whatever. So salads, food. I enjoy eating. So, and I'm finding a way where I could still enjoy eating and learn how my body works, so I can make sure she's maintained both in a health situation and for aesthetics. I ain't gonna lie, I'm vain. I want to look a certain way. I don't want a poochy belly, because it's hard to find pants if you have a poochy belly. If that makes you feel good. And sometimes you get caught in the zipper with a poochy belly. I'm trying to make you guys laugh. Hopefully you find that funny. And it's vanity too, so I ain't gonna lie. But this is data, right? I'm collecting this data and learning to see how the body works, what she responds to, and what I can do to get her looking the way I want and making sure she has mobility, freedom. That's another thing too, is I am hitting 40, and I want to make sure you can't beat death. We're not going to beat death. It's not going to happen. But at least the time you have here, you could be as comfortable as possible. So that is what my life goal has been since the past 3 years, and it's been very fun. I've enjoyed myself tremendously, and I hope me sharing my journey in 2025, maybe that'll help inspire you. So here's the first week. Here's what the first week. The one thing I didn't account for when I was doing my fasting schedule up here was this guy here. I got my monthly woman gift, so I was just like not having it as far as long fast. I did get a 24-hour fast in here and a 23, because I was planning on doing an all-day fast, and then I'll come home and the kids' dinner smelling extra yummy, and I was like, forget it. But so I calculate, I weigh in every morning when I wake up, and then I do the average, and the average is what I determine is if it's a loss or a gain overall for the week. And I just actually only, according to my last weigh-in before this week, I only went up 0.3 from not doing an all-day fast. So that's not bad at all. And plus I was menstruating, so I was extra bloated, so the weight probably went up too. And then I have my workouts. I do what I write in here what I actually do. What I plan for is in my file facts, and I share how I set up a week. I'll put a link down for that. It's I think from May, a May plan with me, and I have like a set workout schedule I keep in here. It's like my weekly mock-up, so it's quickly easy. I can quickly refer to. Mondays I do legs. Tuesday I always have like an early meeting, so I have to cut my morning routine down a little bit. So I just do a quick ab workout. Abs is not that big of a body part as compared to legs, so I don't need it's fine to spend a little less time on. And then Wednesdays I do upper body back. Friday or Thursday I hit legs again. And then Friday, I'll do a mix of abs and sometimes upper body. Pilates, I mix it up. But I also have a treadmill at work, and I'm going to share that in future videos, that I walk on every Monday through Friday. I walk until I hit 10,000 steps. It's usually about an hour or two it takes me to hit that on that treadmill. And once I hit that 10,000, I get off. I'm done for the day. So I try to push all my stuff in the morning. That's when I have the most energy. And that way, when I'm off work, I can just chill out and relax. I have a rebounder. I'll be sharing that too. I have a rebounder that I do to warm up my body. I jump. That's what the 5-minute jump is. And then I go into whatever workout I choose for the day. It's typically no longer than 40 minutes. I usually skate by for about 10 minutes. But I pick workouts that 10 minutes, you're going to feel it, girl. You're going to feel it. And at lunchtime, I go for my whatever half hour, 45-minute walk, depending on the weather. And then that's how I get these larger steps in. So I said, if you can see that, yeah. I said I do about 10,000 steps. I clock it on my Fitbit from my treadmill at work. It's a walking desk, under desk treadmill. And then I add more steps in if I go on my walks at lunch, and then whatever housework and stuff I do. So that's week 1. And now we're in week 2, and I am happy to say I've been able to been able to get 2 fasts in, 2 longer fasts in, and I'm still doing my other fast day too. I was supposed to fast this day, but I caved and I actually ate, and so I scratched that out. I put my fasting hours here, and I keep I'm filming with my phone. Looking for my phone. I use the app called Zero, and it looks like Zero, and it's like red. So you can, if you want to download it from the App Store, it's a free app for the basic count, and you can use it as a timer. You stop the timer when you eat, and then you start the timer when you're done eating, when you're fasting, and that keeps that data in there for you, so you can see the exact amount of hours you are able to fast. So I use that app. That's free. Go check that out if you want to partake in that. And I don't know, if it's just I use an iPhone, so it's at least good for iPhone. So we are on Saturday the 11th. I did eat. I got my splits in and my workout in. I was writing it here because I was trying to plan out if I was going to create a separate channel for this journey or not. And when I was working on a video for that alleged separate channel, I kept bringing in my planners because I had to share how I plan in order for my fasting and whatever to be successful. And it was just like, it was turning into like a planning to channel. I was like, let me try to see how this works out on my main Planner Beat channel, because we're incorporating a plan and executing the plan, right? A goal is about, you set a goal, right? My goal is I want to lose like 30 to 50 pounds. You break it down into the steps that you need or you think you need to execute that plan. Mine is I'm using alternate day fasting to create a deficit to burn the fat. That's my plan. And I set a weekly schedule, which I'll be setting up here in a moment. I set a weekly schedule around activities and whatever, and to get my fasting in. Excuse me, let me take a drink of water. And I kept on this alleged other video I was doing, I kept bringing my planners in. And I was like, well, if this is going to turn more into like, like a fasting. I was thinking of fasting diaries, plan to lose, something like that. Then let's try to see how the audience here on my planning channel responds to this. And if not, who knows? I might still do it anyways. But so that's what it is. It's all about, developing a plan and either sticking to the plan or not, at least collecting the data, reflection, right? The data allows you to reflect, okay, what is working and what is not working. Now that book, it was working. I just wasn't sticking. I started, the weights got up, and it's been staying up because I haven't been consistent with my plan. I'm not beating myself up over it. I understand what happened, and I'm going to see, hey, what happens when I actually do stick to the plan, and can I make this happen in 52 weeks? So that was a very long, drawn out video or introduction, but here we go. Hopefully I said what I had to say. So this is week number 2 of the 52 weeks for 2025, and week 3. This is super basic how I plan my day. So I am actually, for tomorrow, I'm going to actually eat tomorrow too. My sister wants me to cook up some food she got, and we're going to just have like a mini family dinner. So I'm going to partake, and I'm not mad about it. So because I'm going to eat today and tomorrow, it's okay. I'm not going to kill myself, but I'm going to throw in a fast on Monday. So I'm going to do a fast on Monday. And plus I want to go to this little meetup here, and that's about, I think that's 5:30. And I work from 7:30 to 4:30. So this will give me, by putting an activity in here, I'm going to be occupied. So that will keep me away from the cookie jar, essentially. So I won't feel obligated to eat. And usually when I keep myself busy, that's how I do it. Then I'll hopefully find the urge to eat. Remember, eating is not an enemy, okay? I suggest, if you're still struggling with your mental stuff and whatever, probably don't do this yet. Start off slow. I can't remember her name on YouTube. She's a nurse. She's also, if you pull up intermittent fasting on YouTube, she's the other one that pops up. And she always suggests the very first step is just push the time you eat a little back. So if you normally eat breakfast at 8 o'clock, push it back to 9 o'clock. And then so forth and so forth. And then you start getting used to it. For me, what I found was eating was more habitual. Like I got up, I have to eat breakfast because that's what you do when you wake up and stuff like that. Not that it's an enemy. I'm also part Hispanic, so food has always been part of our culture. It's just understanding my body and how it works, and then working together with my body to get to where I would like to be aesthetically and mobility and so forth and so forth. So that's it. Body positivity. Okay. I also have a second event here on Tuesday that I may or may not want to attend, but I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm going to eat this day. And so this is going to be my alternate day schedule, and I might throw in a cut. I'll see how the week goes. But this is just basically what I do. So I'll put any time stuff on this view, but I also I'll be looking at my schedule here. I have it here. Anything that I see, if we have a birthday or something I want to partake in, I'll schedule myself around it. And if I break my fast when I'm not intending to, like I did, the first week, it's not the end of the world. I just pick up and try again the next day. Fast. I also have my monthly master here for this view as well. I'm looking at. I don't see, so this is the week we're working on. I don't see anything else. This I'm not worried about. I don't see anything on the weekend, but I typically do go out and partake and have fun. And so it's saying I'll be eating on Saturday, and the weekend's the hardest for me, as you can imagine, to stick with the fast. But I've done it in the past, so we'll see. This is what I'm planning for this week, and then as each day progresses, I go in and say what I actually did. So I was planning to fast this day, I didn't, so I just crossed it off, and then I wrote some notes in here about eating. So that's what I like. This, I'm actually not a sticker planner. I didn't do it in any of my other fitness books. I don't think that Watch Me Turn. I was going to say, Watch Me Turn to the one. So it's pretty plain. I typically don't, but I was really getting excited for this book. And I had thought at one time I was going to be a sticker planner. So I just started throwing stickers down, and they usually get in my way and it gets me angry. Like this one. I pushed her down a little bit so I can have that little writing space. It's okay. But I was trying to make this look like the fitness layout. Let's see. So, here's a blank one. So this is what the fitness layout looks like. So you have today, focus, and then a food log, and then the exercise. So that was what I was used to. So I do my weight here, what I actually exercise, my Fitbit stats, and then my fasting schedule and any relevant notes for the day. Anything I wanted to look back on would go up in this upper one. So I was trying to make the regular Happy Planner, this layout, they're vertical. Work at that, and I'll put the lines in here later as I get closer to scheduling the week, because today's Saturday and I typically don't do my full scheduling planning until Sunday. But I wanted to, because I was filming this, wanted to show what it looks like in case I do a follow-up video for this particular week or whatever. So that's the plan. And my workouts, again, I'll put in, they go in the sidebar here, as well as my eating plan. You can see I have eat, abs, fast, blah, 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 blah. And that's just for fun. That's just for me to see, okay, this is my day. What do I got going on? I do my fasting, my exercising so let me see. I want to do a pencil because I don't know if I want to keep it in here. So my schedule, I wake up at 5 a.m. Can you see that? I don't know. 5 a.m. to about 7 a.m. is my AM routine. And I do that 5-minute jump. I get my whatever workout, be 10 to 30 minutes. Shower. I do planning. And then, any kind of, I feed my cat. My cat gets fed first. Feed cat. So that's what because I have a better relationship with exercising, but I know if I don't do it first thing, that by the time I get off work, it's not going to get done, because I'm going to be pooped out, and it's one thing I procrastinate on. So how I discovered this for myself in the 3 years is I put it first thing in the morning after I get up, feed my cat, go to the bathroom, do all that stuff, is I knock it out first, and then I feel super accomplished. So I was like, that's one thing I get done every single day. I'm happy, or whatever. And it works out. So I would highly suggest to find when you have the most energy to get something done. And for me, getting it done as soon as I can is the best avenue for me to actually get it done instead of procrastinating and postponing it. So that's about 5 to 7 a.m. And then, makeup and stuff like that, getting ready for work. And then 7 to before 7:30. Sometimes it'd be leaving for work. 7:30 to 8. Excuse me. This is me arriving at the clock in at work. Clock in, and I do all my AM, just like what I just said. I get anything that's due that day gets done first thing in the morning. So AM emails and whatever my list. I have check out. I may or may not have shown my daily routine in my latest work video. I'll leave a link down to below to I schedule for a living. So 7:30 to 8 that's main focus time, and then 8 to 10:50 is again a big main block of work. And then, but I'm also on my treadmill, so I do that from that time to that time, and that gets me at 10,000 steps, and then I'm done for the day. And then, but I still go from 12 to 1. I go for a walk at the beach, at a beach park. That's if weather's permitting, and if I feel up to it or not. When I'm doing my eating days, I decide if I want to eat this time before my walk, or I'll eat after my walk, or I'll save my eating till when I get off work. So I go for a walk at the beach. That'll give me between 3K to 4K steps. Remember I showed you the 14,000 earlier. So that's what that looks like. And then, so I work, and then I'm relaxing. Relax from 1 to 4:30 is, PM, whatever works left. But I'm not going out. I don't do any more workouts for the day. I'm done. I might, on Fridays, I clean the office, so I get more steps in from vacuuming and stuff like that, but I'm not, when I first got my treadmill, I was pushing myself from 3 to 4:30 to get more steps in. I was getting 20,000 in, but I was like, that's ridiculous. I don't need to do that much. My body, she's pushed hard. She's pushed hard enough. So, and that's what that looks like. And then from 4:30 to about, 4:50, I pick up kids. And then we get some dinner action. I get the dinner for them if they're eating, and then my dinner if I'm eating. And then 5 to 8 is, my time. And I don't do any workout. I don't do anything around that time. I catch up on whatever projects or whatever I'm doing. But that's, in a nutshell, I wasn't planning on this video being over 30 minutes, so excuse me for that. But that's what it looks like for me, is I do blocks of time to get my movement in. And my movement is for mobility, and I'm trying to get splits in. So I, do that on the days I'm scheduling myself. I typically do splits when I do my leg days. So leg day, and then my full body day today I did a split. So I'm trying to get my side splits. So yeah, so I'm aiming for some fitness with my exercise, mobility. I want to feel good when I move. I don't want to feel too much pain. And then I lift weights too. So if I'm trying to get in a bigger weight, like right now I can do 20 pounds over my head. Let's shoot for 30 pounds, stuff like that. That's the type of fitness goals I'm getting into. But I find that when I do that block of time in the first thing in the morning, like I said, I'm more likely to do it. And I have been doing it for the past 3 years. I don't do anything on Sundays out of the blue. I don't do it. I don't jump. I don't go on a walk. I just do whatever I want to do. I don't push myself. Sometimes on Saturdays, I don't get that workout in. But at least Monday through Friday, I'm adhering to my movement, and that works for me. I'm not doubly pushing. I'm not doing Jillian Michaels, Biggest Loser situation here. This is not low and slow. We're taking it slow and going low. Like I said, I did it before, so I could do it again. I'm gonna do it again. I'm trying not to say hopefully. I'm trying to have that good manifestation. So this is a chatty video, but here we are, 2025, 52 week. We'll see what the fasting diaries or whatever I decide to call this series on my channel. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you are partaking in this with me or doing your own thing, let me know below. We'll see what we can share. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just an average Joe, just trying to figure it out, trying to make things as simple and as easy as possible. And like I said, I've done it before. I could do it again. It wasn't hard before. The hardest thing is the mental thing, right? Your stomach's gonna growl. It's gonna tell you, but you drink some water and move on with your life. And the next five seconds or so, it'll stop. You got fat on the body. You have food for it to eat. So, all right. So let's see. I'll see how week 3 goes for me, and good luck to me and good luck to you. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.